Welcome back, Wolfgang. And this guy carried the whole universe by his shoulders throughout the time. And this guy is very famous for known as the darkest guy and the hardest worker in the memes, also. This guy represents a whole of humanity's gym guys, especially me as well. Batman, he is the greatest DC character that made DCU franchise. It is what it is, truly, and no other superhero comes close. Batman has a really amazing origin story. His parents die by a mobster, or someone who mugs them, and basically, while mugging them, they resist, and the mugster kills them. But the most amazing character development he has with with Alfred. Alfred and Batman trained rigorously to make or to become what he is. And the story is miles throughout real history, because as Batman grows and becomes a huge character in his origin stories, he has Robin. Robin is a small little elf for Batman who helps him when required. And this elf is also becomes Batman's best friend because his parents also die by a mobster. As both their partnership becomes a great deal, these characters really create a story of harmony and helping out the fellow members of Gotham. This is Batman's origin story. Now, I really want to talk about how movies have changed Batman's perception, for me at least. Movies are really huge for Batman, as the movies have been going on for a long time. And Christopher Nolan, in spite of not taking any other characters' movies, he has explicitly taken only Batman's movies to make such a wonderful cast and such a wonderful movie. These movies extend over time into the games and also into our hearts. They are one of the most legit movies ever to be made, and Batman is the single most amazing superhero out there in DC. Batman's story. So, Batman really has a very bad beginning and becomes one of the greatest superheroes out there. Trains under Ra's al Ghul. This guy is a magical, mystic martial arts trainer who gives Batman his strength in terms of combat and in terms of strength. Rishagul trains Batman so hard that Batman really doesn't eat food for days. He becomes the greatest superhero with the superhuman ability for a human to be the greatest hero of all time in DC. As Batman progresses, he fights all the supervillains only with his technology and his strength. These kind of legit story makers out there, and the ones where humans become the greatest superheroes, is what I really like about the story of Batman, where a human is something where he can achieve anything if he dreams of. The most amazing games out there of superheroes is Batman. Batman's games have been there since a long time, and they are one of the best in the industry. And nothing comes close except for Spider Man's story now in Insomniac. But Batman has been there for a while, and no other superhero beat what he did in the game space. Batman's amazing storyline has such a good ability on the game that the games feel very realistic when you play. I mean, yeah, you can really think about the technology being not real, but you can see that, you can feel how Batman really does it in the comics. And the story is all about Joker for the first two parts, but as we progress, we see a lot of villains and how we face them. These games have been the cornerstone of Batman for a long time, and DC has been going for one of the reasons being Batman. The games really upgrade each time they come out, and I hope there's another game in the making because I can't wait to play it. At least for a while I have played Batman games. So the Batman story of the games start by Arkham Asylum, then City, and then Night. Just imagine what if Gotham's greatest hero was hunted like a villain. This story starts in Arkham Asylum, where Joker takes over and Batman fights through chaos. In Arkham Asylum, the Joker lets himself be captured, and it was all part of his plan. He seizes control of whole of Gotham and becomes the most dangerous villain, turning every villain out there into a dangerous one. Batman trapped. How will he work, and how will he save his own city? In Batman Arkham City, 1 year later, the worst criminal shows up, walled off the city, controlled by Hugo Strange. Batman is forced to stay inside, uncovering a deadly conspiracy while facing his darkest enemy and greatest enemy, including a dying Joker with a final sinister trick up his sleeve. Arkham City is one of the most famous games out there, and you could probably say the villain at the end of Arkham City and a finale to Joker is what amazes me every time. Right after the Arkham City is the Arkham Knight, where Scarecrow returns with a terrifying plan, unleashing a city-wide toxin and exposing Batman's true identity. He's not alone anymore. A new mysterious enemy, but his personal vendetta against Batman, and he's out for blood. Where, in the greatest story of all time, Arkham Knight is a game said to be and the most famous of all of them. The ending of Arkham Knight is my favorite, and still date, I still get chills when I see the ending. The greatest red black ending I've ever seen. Batman games are truly one of the best, and to play them and to enjoy them as a child is one of the greatest gifts I ever got. And if you can, or someone who didn't even know about Batman games, please try it out. But Arkham Knight will give shivers. The stories of both the movies and the game are different. In Batman Begins, our young Batman starts his training, and the first big fight of Gotham takes place. In Arkham Origins, the game, our Batman is younger, reckless, and is hunted down by assassins. Well, in Dark Knight, it's a whole different chaos story. Joker is the main villain and a totally unleashed Joker. This Joker is one of my favorite and the greatest actor of all time, Heath Ledger. The Oscar he won is a true testament to his acting of Joker. This acting was so deep. I heard a conversation about how he was so deep into the character. He was Joker every day, every time when he had the scene off screen and on screen. The next part is obviously Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises is both the greatest and the toughest battle for Batman, because it is the darkest and the strongest enemy. Bane breaks Batman's in both stories, but Arkham Knight adds Scarecrow, and in Arkham Knight, there's Jason Todd as extra threat. Both end with Batman disappearing, leaving Gotham to survive without him. Nolan's trilogy led to gritty, realistic foundation, while the Arkham games expanded the world with more villains and deeper combats, which made it more fun to see that there are so many different stories of Batmans and so many different characters. There's no bound to this one. One of the most fun activity that I've found was to explore some of these characters. I'm not gonna lie, there are so many, and some of them are my favorite that I'm gonna list out. So bear with me. I'm gonna start off with something really amazing. I've been a fan of Marvel for a long ass time. Not gonna lie, I would say I've been a fan of Marvel for longer than I've been a fan of DC. And surprisingly, Stanley has a weird take on Batman. Of multiverse designation Earth 6. So please check that story out. Just imagine Batman. Now, this Batman is a whole nother vibe. The Grim Knight is a Batman that embraced wholesale slaughter. Did you ever wonder Batman in one of the comics kills heavily? He uses guns and every other ammunition he got to kill anyone who doesn't obey the law. And this Batman doesn't share the Batman's aversion to guns. The most beautiful form of Batman. If Batman was, I would say Tony Stark. And also, you might have observed that the Batman never laughs generally. But just imagine a Batman who laughs and is genuinely a multiversal threat. This Batman laughs and kills anyone on his way. Joker almost gets surprised seeing this Batman because he's the scariest of all of the multiverse's Batmans. This Batman kills while laughing. The most amazing thing about Batman is that I've never seen him laugh. And seeing a Batman laugh is scary. Even more scarier than Joker, I would say. And also, there's a story of a Batman where Bruce Wayne was both Superman and Batman, which is very ironic that there is Batman in Superman and is played by the same character. I don't know much about this, but Kyle is adopted by Wayne's and becomes Batman instead of Bruce. This is too funny. So please check that out as well. And my favorite of them all, the God of Knowledge, Batman's most powerful form. This form of Batman is the one where he sits on the Mobius chair, becomes a literal god. Upon sitting, he has the power to access any piece of knowledge in the universe, allowing him to discover three new Jokers, putting him on par with the new god Metron and the most powerful Batman he has ever been. This Batman has seen a lot and can access any multiversal threat. I I can't I have no words. These are like my favorite Batmans, and you can see a few of them. I'll link the source above. These are my few favorite Batmans. Well, that's my take on Batman, guys. Hope you like the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And tell me what's your favorite Batman is in the comments. So, yeah, Wolf out then.